a remote desert landscape, a curious woman, and an impossible dream of owning an abandoned mine. What drove her? This isn't a story about gold. It's a story about the Earth itself. Dr. Lena Hansen was a geologist disillusioned with academia. Her theories on deep Earth crystalline formation were dismissed as fringe science, leaving her research unfunded and her career stalled. Her singular focus became finding physical proof of her theory, that unique geological conditions could preserve organic matter over millions of years, creating a literal geological time capsule. Her only chance lay in the forgotten places. Her target, the Black Rock Mine in the Nevada desert. Its history was brief and bleak. Operating only for 3 years in the 1950s, it yielded minimal, low-grade gold before being abandoned due to an unstable fault line and persistent flooding. The mine was considered worthless, a dangerous money pit relic. The price was ludicrously low, covering only the environmental cleanup liability. Lena faced immense skepticism. Her colleagues called her purchase an act of professional suicide. Her friends warned her of the physical dangers. But the Black Rock Mine, according to her own meticulous cross-reference satellite and seismic data, sat on a unique confluence of ancient metamorphic rock and a slow-moving, non-seismic fault, the perfect, stable conditions for her hypothesized preservation. Initial exploration began precariously. Lena, using borrowed equipment and minimal resources, shored up the entrance. The eerie silence inside was thick, broken only by the drip of stagnant water. The air was cold and heavy. Her first few weeks were frustrating. Just quartz, shale, and the expected rust. But deep in the main shaft, she found the first hint of something more than just rocks, a thin, glassy layer of unidentified composite silica coating the mine walls, acting like a geological sealant. This wasn't natural in this formation. Following the silica layer, she located the old dynamite storage chamber, a small, stable cavern overlooked by the original miners. There, the silica was thickest, perfectly preserving a section of the wall that looked unerringly like polished black glass. What if you bought a deserted mine and found something incredible, something that changed everything we thought we knew about Earth's ancient history? That's exactly what happened when a seemingly ordinary purchase led to the discovery of a geologic time capsule. Prepare to have your mind blown as we unveil secrets buried for millions of years. Lena carefully used a micro drill to penetrate the silica. The moment the drill bit entered the layer, the air pressure inside the chamber dropped, and a unique, cold burst of perfectly preserved, ancient air rushed out. She had found her time capsule. Stop right there. Lena just broke the seal on a literal geological time capsule deep inside a worthless mine. The contents could rewrite science. You cannot miss this reveal. Hit that subscribe button now and give this video a like. We need your help to unearth the truth about Earth's ancient history. Comment below. What do you think is perfectly preserved inside that black glass? Let's venture deeper. With the pressure equalized, Lena carefully used a low-power sonic tool to peel back a section of the silica wall. What she saw wasn't rock, it was a vast, preserved cavern, an open void of breathtaking historical significance. The entire chamber was coated in a flawless, transparent layer of the composite silica, acting as a natural plastic seal. Inside, preserved as if frozen yesterday, was a complete ancient ecosystem. Not fossilized rock prints, but perfectly three-dimensional, original organic matter. There were towering, extinct fern-like trees, lush mosses, and most astonishingly, the intact, perfectly preserved bodies of massive insects, arthropods the size of small dogs, their chitinous exoskeletons still retaining their original coloring. The cavern was a window into the Paleozoic era, perfectly sealed before the pressure of overlying rock could turn it into a conventional fossil record. Lena's theory was confirmed beyond her wildest imagination. The unique geological fault had created a stable, low-oxygen, high-silica environment that essentially plasticized the entire ecosystem over hundreds of millions of years. This wasn't merely a find. It was the Rosetta Stone of evolutionary biology. The value wasn't in any dollar amount, but in the immediate, paradigm-shifting implications for science. Her immediate and most crucial challenge was preservation. The ancient organisms, perfectly stable for millions of years, were now exposed to the atmosphere, light, and modern microbes. Any contamination could destroy the priceless organic matter in hours. Lena transformed the mine chamber into a sealed, pressurized laboratory, rigging a complex system of atmospheric controls using emergency supplies. The complexity of the find required expertise beyond her own. The largest organism found, a winged insect with massive, complex eyes, required immediate, specialized study. Lena risked everything, breaking her self-imposed secrecy, and contacted the only man she trusted, her former mentor, Dr. Alastair Finch, the same man who had once dismissed her theories. The initial phone call was skeptical, but when Lena transmitted the first high-resolution images of the preserved forest and the enormous arthropod, Dr. Finch's disbelief turned to awe. He realized Lena had proven a theory that would rewrite every biology and geology textbook. The revelation of the Black Rock time capsule triggered an unprecedented scientific gold rush. Dr. Finch, now Lena's fierce ally, mobilized a highly specialized, covert team from major universities and the Smithsonian. The mine quickly transformed into the most valuable scientific site on Earth, protected by private security and strict confidentiality agreements. The discoveries mounted daily. Inside the preserved soil, the team found intact ancient microbial DNA, genetic material millions of years older than any previously sequenced organism. The potential for developing new antibiotics and understanding early cellular evolution was staggering. The preserved insects provided definitive proof of atmospheric oxygen levels during the Paleozoic. However, the legal situation was becoming complex and highly dangerous. The mine's original owner, the now-defunct mining company, claimed ownership of any minerals or geological resources found on the property. Furthermore, the land sat near a major military installation, attracting the interest of high-level government agencies concerned about potential biosecurity risks and the strategic value of the crystalline silica itself. Lena, who had only budgeted for cleanup, now faced crippling legal costs from the defunct corporation's lawyers. Her scientific integrity was at risk. The corporation wanted to exploit the silica for its unique composite properties, potentially destroying the ancient ecosystem to mine the sealing material. The core of the legal battle centered on the definition of the find. Was it a mineral asset owned by the corporation or an archaeological/scientific resource which could be claimed by the state for public trust? Lena fought tirelessly, using the preserved DNA evidence to argue that the entire cavern was an irreplaceable resource belonging to the world of science, not a corporation. She had to secure the legal future of her discovery before the lawyers and the miners destroyed the geological time capsule forever. The legal battle was intense, reaching the highest levels of the U.S. court system. Lena, backed by an unprecedented coalition of scientific organizations, including the Smithsonian and the National Science Foundation, argued for the creation of a new legal classification, irreplaceable geological heritage site. The scientific community successfully presented the evidence of the preserved Paleozoic life, arguing that the loss of this untouched history would be a global tragedy. The court ruled in Lena's favor. The Black Rock Mine was designated a protected national scientific trust, placing it under the stewardship of the Smithsonian and the NSF. Lena was appointed as the site's permanent chief custodian and director of research. The true reward was realized. Lena's personal fight had secured a $250 million government grant for the establishment of the Black Rock Paleobiology Institute, built specifically to study the unique environment and its preserved life forms. The value was not in a cash payout, but in the permanent funding and recognition of her life's work. She was fully exonerated, her theories proven, and her name etched into scientific history. The enormous insects, the unique plant life, and the ancient microbes were all successfully preserved and stabilized. The silica coating, which had preserved the life, was found to have unique, self-healing properties, a secondary scientific breakthrough. Lena's discovery led to the immediate establishment of the new field of paleopreservation science. Lena continued her work, bringing the world the deepest, clearest look at ancient life ever achieved. The Black Rock Mine, once a worthless hole in the desert, became the most important window into the Earth's past. The story of the abandoned mine mystery proves that the greatest treasures are not always gold or diamonds, but the perfectly preserved truths hidden deep within the earth. For Dr. Lena Hansen, the purchase wasn't an impossible dream. It was the ultimate act of scientific integrity, securing a legacy that will forever change how we view the history of life itself. If you want to uncover more stories of unimaginable scientific discoveries, make sure you hit that subscribe button now and join us for the next great find.